many spiritual exercises, a lot of them that one needs to perform to usher in the new month. There are the ones you can perform on your body to make your body attractive to positivity. And there are ones that you need to perform so that the aura around you will be a positive one. These things, you don't really need people to do it for you. It is something that you can do by yourself. And I've given us teachings several times about all these teachings. So I really don't want us to go back to those teachings, but I'm just going to highlight on them for those of us who are new to this page, so that they will have an idea of what we are talking about. Now, when we are talking about ushering in the new month, everybody wishes each other a happy new month, a happy new month, a happy new month. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there at all. Wishing someone a happy new month doesn't mean that the month is going to become favorable for the person. No, you will have to make it happen. And I want to be honest with us. I don't believe in magic. And when I mean that I don't believe in magic, I mean more especially when we talk about success. You are not doing anything. You don't have anything doing. You don't have any means of income. And yet, you want nature to perform magic for you so that you just become successful overnight. It doesn't work that way at all. So many people believe that one day a miracle will happen. And how will that miracle happen if you don't start it? You must start it. You must somehow. We are no longer in the era of when manna fell for the Israelites. No. Yes, it fell because they were helpless. They were in the desert. There was no hope. There was nothing for them to do, and they couldn't do anything. That was why the manna fell. But this time around, there is nothing like manna. You are going to work it out. So I don't believe in that magic of telling someone, claim it. You are going to become successful when the person is not doing anything. That success will be too far away from that person. To be so far away. When somebody tells you that you are going to become successful and you claim it, it will happen when you get up from your bed and you go out and you start doing something. That is how that miracle will work. Otherwise, you not doing anything, believing that miracle will happen, that is magic. You are actually waiting for magic. And I don't believe in magic. So whenever we talk about ushering in the new month, for it to be a success for you to become successful in whatever you are doing, it is not for those who are actually not doing anything. It is actually for those who are working hard, but maybe despite your effort in working hard, you are still not getting enough. You are not getting the things that you're supposed to get. Or somebody will be working so hard to become successful, and at the end of the month or at the end of the year, you are just back to square zero. That is when we talk about all these spiritual exercises to help you, because maybe you are not attracting anything positive. You are just attracting negativity without knowing it. So that is why we always talk about ushering in the new month with your prayers and your spiritual exercises that you need to perform. For the ones you have to perform on your body, where we have a lot of them. So many of us have this negative aura naturally. Having a negative aura doesn't mean that someone charmed you. No. A lot of people are born with that. You can never attract positivity in your life. You will always look up to others for your help. You will always depend on somebody for the rest of your life. You do not have a positive aura. You actually possess a negative one, but you can still change it. You can still change that negative aura through your prayers and spiritual exercises, because you must take the bull by the horn. It is not a matter of hoping that one day everything will be well. If care is not taken, you will get to that old age and things will still not be well for you. So we will talk about ushering in the new month. We talk about these exercises that we need to perform to back up our prayers. The reason why we perform spiritual exercises are to back up our prayers so that it will work faster. For the ones you have to perform on your body, more especially, it has to do with cleansing. There are so many types of spiritual cleansing that one can perform. A lot of them. I've given the teachings, so many of them, they are I've posted them on my page. So after this online, you can visit my page and you're going to see so many of them. And then there are the ones that you need to perform with nature. You need to command the nature so that the nature will work for you for that month. If there are positive things that have already aligned themselves for you, when you perform these spiritual exercises, the nature will have to return them back, will have to change them, and will bring in positivity. The nature will align positivity for you. And when we talk about these ones that we have to perform using nature, we talk about these spiritual exercises using some items that we can see. They are not items that we cannot see. These are the things we know about and the things we can see, like making use of incense to pray, taking that incense round wherever you live so that the smoke will go around your house. Or you can make use of the onion peel by burning the back of that's burning the onion peel, a dry onion peel. You burn it, not boiling. You burn it. And then with that smoke, you take that smoke around. And remember, whenever you are going around with that incense or with that burnt onion peel, as the smoke is rising, make sure you are praying and declaring that month a favorable month for you. And so many of us can perform this type of spiritual exercise using the nature by making use of water. And this water, you don't have to bathe with this water. With this water, you can add in half tablespoonful of salt into this water, and you use this water to wash your legs. The reason why we wash our legs is because without your leg, you are going out to meet the world. You are going out to meet people. And so that leg, you pray that the leg will not walk into any place that you will be rejected, any place that you will not be favored. As you are washing that leg with that water and the salt, you pray that your leg will not walk into any place, that they will not favor you, that they will not see you as somebody. And after this prayer, after washing your leg, you are supposed to pour that water away, not inside your house. You are supposed to pour it away. And we have to be very careful whenever we are pouring this water away. A lot of people have complained to me that when they were pouring the water away, the water splashed them on the leg. If it splashes you on the leg, it means you will have to repeat that spiritual exercise again. You don't have to just clean it off. No, you repeat it again and wash it off. That water is not supposed to touch any part of your body anymore, because that water now carries your burden. It carries your problems. It carries that your inability to become successful in life. Now, there is another type of spiritual exercise which I love performing. I love performing this one because this one is just like a wildfire. And that is sacrificing an animal for God. I do that once every month. And it's a must for me. I chose to do it that way. It is a must for me. On the first or on the second or on the third, at least before that week elapses, I am going to sacrifice an item, doing it like in the Old Testament way. That is what I do. I'm going to sacrifice a live animal for God. And I will use that animal. I will pray over it. I will present it to God in prayer. And I will pray that God should bless my family. And that as we sacrifice that animal for Him, may He bless us. I have so many prayer points, so I will start naming them. If my family members are around, everybody will have to pray. Everybody will have to say his or her mind. And after that prayer, we will now have to kill that animal. And that animal, the meat from that animal is going to be used in cooking for everybody around, for everybody who wishes to partake, for everybody who visits. This is the type of spiritual exercise that I love to perform at the beginning of every month, because it opens that door of progress so wide for me, so wide, unimaginable blessings, unimaginable blessings. A lot of miracles has happened for my family through this spiritual exercise. A lot of miracle. And the present miracle which just happened this past month, the month that just ended, was that I got the message that this time around I am supposed to sacrifice a goat or a ram. And let me tell you, sacrificing this item is not you taking it to anybody as a gift. Maybe you taking it to a man of God, or you taking it to a spiritualist as a gift that you are using it to serve. No. You are going to use it inside your house together with your household. And that was the message that came this time around, to sacrifice either a goat or a ram unto God. That message came on the first week of January, and I didn't do it. As a human being that I am, what I said in my mind was, I did it in the month of October, and I don't think I'm supposed to do it again. And then that message came again on the last week of January, and I still did not do it. And the message came again on the first week of February, and I still did not do it. And then something happened. But I am still thanking God and praising Him, because after that last week of February that I didn't do it, I had a dream where some people brought in a golden casket into my compound, and they were waiting for me to come out and see the casket and to view the body inside the casket. So when I came out, I got mad, and I ordered them to take that casket out from my compound. And I told them that there will not be untimely death in my house, and that no casket is allowed in my family. And they took that casket out, and I woke up. And I knew that there was danger around my family. The spirit of death was actually hovering around my family. And then I started praying, forgetting the message that was given to me a long time ago. And that message came that I should do it to thank God for what He's going to do for my family and myself for this year 2024. And I didn't do it. And then just this week, I saw a message from my husband that I should call him. And he has never sent such a text to me. So the moment I saw that text, I got worried. And I called him. And he told me that he had a fatal accident. When I mean fatal, I mean fatal. I don't know how he survived. I don't know. The car was just damaged, like, I can't really tell what happened. I don't know how God saved him. Without any scratches on his body, without any pain, without nothing. When I saw the picture of that accident, I remember the dream about the golden casket and how I commanded them to take the casket away. I remember the message that I should sacrifice either a goat or a ram to thank God for what He's going to do for us this 2024. So this time around, I don't have any other reason to not do this. I don't have any other reason. So this is just like God showing me His love for the year 2024. Showing me His love in a bigger way. A goat or a ram is not big. It is nothing. Even a cow is nothing. When you want to do something for God, you don't have to look at the money you are going to spend, the things you are going to lose. Because if God decides to judge us the way we think, I don't think all will be well with us. Because I am a human being, that was why I thought I did it in the month of October last year, and I'm not supposed to do it again. But God still went ahead to show me how merciful He is. If He's not a merciful God, He wouldn't have allowed my husband to be alive. He would have allowed him to go through that accident, at least to warn me in a very severe way. But He actually saved him to prove a point that there is nothing you give to Him that is a waste. And there is a way that God behaves. The moment you want to sacrifice something unto God, even in that your condition you don't have, but you have already made up your mind that you are going to do this for God, He's going to open that way for you to get either that money or that item that you actually want to sacrifice for Him. He's going to open that way for you so that you actually perform that which you want to perform. This is just like that story in the Bible where God asked Abraham to go to the mountain and sacrifice his only son for him. Abraham didn't say no. He didn't think twice. Nothing, because he trusted God wholeheartedly. And he actually went to the mountain with Isaac. But at the verge of sacrificing Isaac, God actually showed him a ram. to use that ram. And that is how God works. A lot of people, when they hear this testimony, they will say, but I don't have the money for goat. I don't have the money for chicken. I don't have the money for this. But you haven't made any attempt to do something. For you to gain something every month, every year, you must sacrifice something. Something must go out of your body. You must make an attempt. It's not just staying at a place believing that this month is going to be successful for me. I know, I believe, because I am a Christian, because I pray a lot. But you are not ready to go out of your way to do something tangible. Even if it's not for God, to do it for somebody else. Because when you do it for somebody else, you are actually doing it for God. That is when you do it for somebody else without grumbling. Because a lot of people perform all these things, and then after 1 week, 2 weeks, they start grumbling. I thought when I do this, I'm going to become a millionaire. Now I can't even eat anymore. And that is grumbling. The moment you start it, you will find it difficult to get that thing that you are actually asking for. And sometimes when you actually get that, in the midst of that you're grumbling, that thing that you have gotten will turn around and look as if it's now a punishment unto you. You will no longer enjoy it. It will come with a lot of problems and a lot of temptations for you. So whenever we are talking about a new month, a new year, a new beginning, we need to make an attempt. For those of us who are not in good terms, let me put it this way, you are not in good terms with anything positive in life. It looks as if you have been quarreling with positivity. Nothing good comes your way. Where every other person has gone and they were blessed, the moment you get there, it's either they shut the door or they lock the door or they chase you out. So many of us are like this. And then so many of us are very prayerful. A lot of us are very prayerful. And you have prayed from January to December and your condition is still the same way that it is. My dear, you need to perform. You need an exercise. You have to go out of your way to do something. It's just like what James told us in the Bible, that prayer without good work is dead. You pray a lot. You are a prayer warrior. You pray a lot, but you find it difficult to perform something for somebody else. So many of us who are spiritually gifted, who are called, who has this gift, we find it difficult to give alms, to extend a helping hand to somebody else, because we always believe that it is people that are supposed to give us, that we don't have to give to people. And it's very wrong. It's very wrong. Whenever you go out of your way to perform something for yourself, for God, for another person, you are actually opening up that closed door of blessing. You are actually opening up that door. And when that door is open, I bet you, no power, no force can shut it. They will keep on trying, yes, because the Bible says, surely they must gather. But because their gathering is not of the Lord, they must be scattered. They will keep on trying in every possible way to shut your door of happiness. But as long as you are going out of your way, doing what God has asked you to do, creating an impact in somebody's life, making someone else smile, helping people, these are the spiritual exercises that we are talking of. But whenever we talk about spiritual exercise, people believe that it is going before a shrine to sacrifice to the deity. A lot of people do it that way, but I don't know about that one. I am talking about what you are supposed to do as a human being to make life better for you. And so many of us, when we get messages about what we are supposed to do, a lot of negative thoughts will come into our head. So many negative thoughts. And let me tell you, the moment you start having those negative thoughts, even if you perform that thing, it's no longer going to work at all. Everything about spirituality must go hand in hand together with your faith, your prayers, your good heart. They must go hand in hand. If you are going to work for God, if you're going to worship God and you must believe God wholeheartedly. You must follow God like a fool. You must follow God like a child. A little child will trust the mother so much, believing that the mother cannot harm him or her. Even when the mother is trying to harm the child or trying to kill the child will still keep on going back to the mother, because the child trusts the mother so much. That is how we are supposed to be seeing God. When you want something from God, you have to get closer to Him. Do those things that you are supposed to do, just like a lot of people do. Whenever they want to get something from their parents, they'll start coming closer to the parents. They'll start going, running errands for them, doing house chores, this, that, pampering the parents just for them to get something. That is how our relationship with God is supposed to be. Not staying at a place, not doing anything, claiming you're right. He is God. He is supposed to do it for me. And what if he says no, that he's not going to do it? What if he remains silent the way you remain silent? Can you do anything? No. You go out of your way to stimulate him, to make him rise up, to make him do that for you. And so when he sees that your effort in all these spiritual exercises, he's going to crown your effort. So whenever we enter into a new month, happy new month, happy new month, happy new month, it doesn't end there. After that happy new month, by the end of that month, you see a lot of people are suffering more than last year. And you keep on wondering, upon all their positive thoughts and positive wishes, it doesn't end that way. When you talk about that happy new month, you go out of your way to make that month a happy one for you. It doesn't mean that nothing bad will, the bad things will not happen. They will happen. But at the end of everything, you are still going to come out victorious. That is what we are talking about. You still come out victorious, no matter where you find yourself, no matter what has happened around you. And God will not allow that thing that will make you drift away from him to happen to you. He's not going to allow that because of your effort and your trust in him. So it's not just all about wishing a happy new month. The month just started. At least we still have more 6 days left. And let me tell us, ushering in a new month, I just talk about the one that I'm doing, and I'm not saying that anybody should do it. No. If you cannot do it, please, there are so many other things that you can do. You don't need to spend your money if you don't have it. I am just telling us how God has actually helped me and is still helping me, how he has opened my doors, because I am going out of my way to do this, which is not easy for me, yes, but I do it with joy. And before that moon ends, I am still going to see the result of everything. So please, I just want to talk to us this night and to remind us that the month just started. When you visit my page, you are going to see a lot of teachings on how to usher in the new month and on how to get your body ready spiritually, physically, so that you'll be attractive to positivity. We all need positivity in life. We all need it. Young boys, young girls, married men, married women, children, we all need positivity in our life. So if you have any question to ask me, please, you write down your question. We have time to answer that question. Whatever you want to ask, you write it down. Let's look into your matter and know how to solve the problem. God, my portion, thank you so much. Thank you. And Francisca, God bless you. Thank you. So if you have any question, write down your question. Write down your question. Let's look into the matter. This month just started. Don't allow this month to pass you by. You never can tell when your breakthrough is coming. That breakthrough might be very close to you right now, and it just needs a little pushing. Just a little pushing for you to get to that breakthrough. Okay? So don't allow this month to pass by without you achieving anything tangible. We all need to be achieving something tangible at the end of every month. That whenever you look behind, from the first day of the month to the last day of the month, you'll be able to point at something and say, this is what I got this month. It's very necessary. Okay, so if you have any question, you write down your question. Write down your question. Please, I would like you to help me to share this live. Please, tap your share button. Kanye East, what does carrying a briefcase mean in the dream? It means two things. It can be positive, it can be negative. The content of the briefcase is what will tell you what exactly is about to happen. Carrying a briefcase means both positive and negative news. The content of the briefcase is what we are talking about. It is just like somebody who had a dream of carrying a traveling bag. Carrying a traveling bag means two things, positive and negative. It's either you are about to embark on a journey of no return, or the positive side. So the contents of that briefcase is what we are looking at. Carrying a briefcase doesn't mean a successful person. Carrying a briefcase doesn't mean a servant. No, we are looking at the content of that briefcase. Because I know dream and the way dream comes. If you actually pay attention to your dreams, when you see yourself carrying a briefcase in the dream, you may not see that briefcase open, but that your inner mind will allow you to know what is inside that briefcase. So what is actually the content in that briefcase? That is what we are looking at, the content. So if you have any other question to ask, write it down. Write your questions if you have any question to ask. Let's not waste time, please. And please double tap your screen to like, please. Okay, Francisca, last 2 years you dreamt 3 times where you were killing chicken. Okay, Francisca, whenever you see yourself in a dream killing an animal, that is the animals we eat, it actually means sacrifice. That's what it means. Sacrifice. Whenever you see yourself killing a chicken, a goat, a ram, a cow, these animals that we eat, it actually means sacrifice. You are expected to perform a sacrifice, but it all depends on what your case is actually, what your case is all about. You are expected to perform a sacrifice, either a sacrifice of thanksgiving, something like that. Okay, that is the meaning. So you will have to look into yourself, into your family, you know what is actually happening, and then you know where this dream is coming from. So if you have any other question to ask, you write it down. Write down your questions. Rita, dreaming of a new house is a very good dream. Dreaming of a new house in your dream, whether big house or small house, but a new house is a very wonderful dream. It actually signifies where you are supposed to be in life. And where you are supposed to be in life, I'm not talking about that you are supposed to be in that house. No, I'm talking about your position in life, where God is about to elevate you. But that swimming pool attached to that house is actually the negative side of that dream. That swimming pool signifies what is actually pulling you back, and it has to do with the marine. That swimming pool attached to that house signifies what is pulling you back from getting to where you are supposed to get in life, and it signifies the marine. Emmanuel, seeing yourself in the village is not setback. I know you will think it's setback. Seeing yourself in the village is not setback. It actually means that there is something that you need to do in your father's house. There is something that God has actually positioned you to do in your father's house, in your father's compound. So you will have to look at yourself properly, spiritually and physically. You may think it's all about money. Most of the times it's not all about money. Most of the times it's all about spiritual help. God has actually positioned you. Seeing yourself in your village is not setback, please. Because I know a lot of people have asked me this question. It's not setback. Rather, you are actually positioned to either help your family, help your father's house, help your father's compound, whichever way. That is why you are seeing yourself in the village. Okay, Francisca, whenever you see yourself praying for people in that is in your dream, prayer alone in the dream signifies a divine how do I put it? A divine protection. That's what it is. You are highly protected by the Almighty God. And you praying for people shows where you are being channeled to. It shows where you are being channeled to. This one is self-explanatory. You don't need any other explanation to this dream. So maybe this is something that you will have to be doing, little by little, gradually. Gradually, whenever there is anybody in need of a prayer, in need of help, a prayer or whatever, you can offer that, okay, and pray for the person. And as you keep on doing this, you will get to know who you actually are. Mabuyi, when you see the key on the wire, I don't know what you mean. Seeing the key on the wire, what is on the wire? Seeing the key on the wire, Mabuyi, can you explain? I don't know, maybe this is an error, okay? Just make your question, make it understandable. Mabi, why is there no progress in marriage of almost 20 years? Okay, this always happens. And most of the time, the reason is because both parties haven't realized what is actually the problem. They are yet to realize what that problem is, both parties. And that is why there is no progress. And if care is not taken, that lack of progress can linger even till whenever. If that marriage is destined to be 50 years, that lack of progress can linger till that 50 years. So it's left for both parties to look inwards into their families, into their lineage. That lack of progress actually comes from families. It actually comes from families most of the times. And whenever it has to do with ancestral causes, such families will find it so difficult to progress in life. The other party may be spiritually clean, but one other party is not spiritually clean due to ancestral causes, but yet they are married together. Such forces will never allow them to progress. But whenever you see such couples divorce, and then you see the other person progressing, and it looks as if divorce is the best. Whenever people divorce, then they will start making it in life. It actually means that the other person has a spiritual issue. And it's that spiritual issue that leads to lack of progress. So for such a home to be 20 years and still lacks progress, they need to look inwards spiritually. The problem is coming either from one side or from both of them. It's a spiritual issue. Thank you. Keep your questions coming. Santos, good evening. You are welcome. Rita, you doing some sacrifice doesn't have to be that you are going to go to any shrine, please. When we talk about these sacrifices are what you can do inside your house with your family. If you know that there is a reason for you to thank God, of course, there is always every reason to thank God, even the life you live. It is something that you need to do inside your house. Call everybody in the house. You pray together. And you make a proclamation. You must say something as to the reason why you are gathering everybody. And you tell God the reason why. And that is sacrifice. When people accept that thing from you, when they eat it, you have actually given it to God. Okay? Okay, analysis. The altar you are seeing in your dream, is it the altar of God or the altar of the other side? Because your dream is self-explanatory. You don't really need anybody to explain the dream to you. It is so clear. Your dream is so clear. What we are talking about here, the altar you are seeing, is it the altar of God or is it the altar of the deities? Whichever one it is, your dream is self-explanatory. So you will have to know what to do. Okay, and you knowing what to do is you actually going to those who are more powerful than you are spiritually to help you out. If it's the altar of God that you are seeing, that it means that you are actually called to serve the Lord. But if it's the altar of the other side that you are seeing, it means that the powers, the forces holding you down are in your father's compound. And then you will need spiritual help from spiritually gifted people, people who are powerful, who are called to perform such spiritual exercises. Francisca, okay, people are angry because of the position you were given in the church. Of course, not everybody will agree with you in life. You have to always bear that in mind. Not every, and because it's a church doesn't mean that people cannot harm you, doesn't mean that they can't do anything to you, doesn't mean that they will not want to drag that position with you, okay? But people not being happy with you because of your position in the church is a normal thing. It is normal, 100% normal. All you need to do is, if you value that position and you actually want it, you will have to hand that position into the hands of God. Call God to come and occupy that place. Let God take that position. When God takes the position, no human can take it from you until your tenure is over. Mabui, you saw key in your dream. Seeing key signifies authority. Whenever you see key, whether it's a car key, a house key, any key at all, as long as it is key, whenever you see key in your dream, it signifies authority. It signifies power. You have been given that authority to unlock every door that leads to progress that has been shut in your life, to unlock every door that leads to good health that has been shut in your life. That is the power. It's a divine power. It's a divine authority. A key in your dream, that is what it signifies. So how do you make use of that key? Making use of that key, that spiritual key, is through no other means but prayer. I don't know if you have ever tried it. It's prayer. Whenever you see such, know ye fully well that whenever you pray with your heart, you are surely going to see the result of that prayer. That is what that key signifies. The authority lies in your hands. And let me tell you, whenever you dream and you see such keys, even if you have problems and you run to other people to help you and find a solution, even if they are powerful, God will not allow them to find that solution for you, because he actually wants you to discover that solution by yourself. That is why he actually gave you that key. That is why he made you to see that key. You have that power. You have that authority. So depending on people will not help you. So you better start now. Start through prayers. Kede, being pregnant, having children, is all on God. It's not even in the hands of doctors. It's all on God. That is why a lot of people will be so fertile, so potent, so everything is accurate 100%. As long as God hasn't said yes, you will not have any child. He's actually the one that will form that baby in your womb. So it is all on him. Asking the question why you haven't gotten it for 12 years, that question should be directed to God. And he has a reason. He has a reason. Have you actually seen somebody, because I actually know of a woman who stayed for 11 good years in marriage without a single child. And on the 12th year, God allowed her, she got pregnant, but she started having complications. And instead of going to a hospital so that doctors will help her out, she was saying that God that put that baby inside the womb will help her. She didn't go to hospital. And at the end of the day, she lost the baby, she lost her life. But for 11 good years without child, she didn't die. And probably the child came as a result of her utterances, as a result of everything that she has been saying. God doesn't want to remember me. There is always a reason for God to allow such things to happen. If that child coming will mean taking away your life, God will not allow it, seeing how loyal you are to him. He will not allow it until he gives you a child of your own. Instead of allowing that child that will come in and take away your life, he will wait and allow you to wait until that good one will come. Okay? So there is nothing I can tell you but except to keep trusting God. And if you are visiting hospitals, do not relent. They work hand in hand because God is actually going to use doctors to help you. So keep your questions coming. Maybe yes. Yes, you can. Okay, so after this live, you can send me a message direct to my inbox. Blessing Silva, good evening. You are welcome. Rita, yes, I know a lot of people do go to the river to perform some sacrifices. But I want to be honest with you, Rita. I'm not trying to stop you, no. But if that is what you want, the only thing I can tell you is to be very careful. Extremely careful. Most of the times, they will tell you that you are actually coming to do some sacrifices so that the deity or the god or the goddess of the river will leave you, will set you free. You actually do not know anything concerning that spiritual exercise. Most of the times, this is what they will tell you, but in the actual sense, they are actually connecting you to them and then pleading with them to be lenient on you. That is what they are actually doing, not separating you and them. So that is why you have to be very careful when you are going to the river. There is a lot. I've heard of so many stories of people, of someone I know too well, who nearly lost her life. Nothing happened to her. Nobody pushed her inside the river, nothing, but she started losing her breath, and from losing her breath, she started collapsing. Just at the mere of standing by the seashore, saying what she was saying, and before you know it, she started losing her breath. She collapsed. She was almost dying. Nothing. It was a spiritual issue, and that spiritual exercise didn't go well. It didn't go because she didn't conclude anything. So you have to be very careful. I've heard these stories from so many people that went to the river, and at the end of the day, it still did not work. There are people who are gifted. Yes, some people will take you to the river and it will work. Some people will take you to the river, and instead of doing that, they will initiate you the more. So that's the reason why you have to be very careful, extremely careful. Gift stitches. Whenever you see yourself driving a car in the dream, it means that's progress. It means forward ever. I don't know how else to put it. It's something good. That is when you are the one driving that car. It's a very good dream. But when you see yourself inside the car being driven by somebody else, no, my dear, it's not good. If that car was being driven by somebody else and you are inside that car, you have to pray and cancel that dream. But when you see yourself driving the car by yourself, whether you are carrying somebody or you are not carrying somebody, it actually means progress. Okay, thank you so much, KB. Onyili Mimi, your dream is self-explanatory. You have actually been blindfolded spiritually. You have actually been blindfolded spiritually. And let me tell you, that dream you had was just a revelation of what the enemy, the wicked one, actually did physically. That is what they performed physically. But the only way for you to understand what is going on is by showing you exactly that thing in the dream. You have been blindfolded spiritually. So you will need to pray, and you need to perform a particular spiritual exercise that will help to open that your eyes. You need to perform this exercise using coconut water, sugar, honey. When you visit my page, you are going to see that video I made about that, the spiritual cleansing. That cleansing is going to help you. This time around, this is something you are supposed to be doing once in a week. Once in a week, to open your eyes. The enemy has actually blindfolded you spiritually. Okay. Manasa, you are having marks on your body. Having marks on the body, first I always ask people so many questions. Be sure that you are not the one giving yourself that mark on your body. Be very sure. A lot of us are rough sleepers. When you sleep, you keep on turning left and right without knowing that you are actually scratching yourself. But if that is not the issue, that whenever, anytime you just see mark on your body for no reason, then you are being attacked. It's a witchcraft attack. You are actually being attacked. So what you need to be doing is, because most of the times these marks comes whenever we sleep. Witches and wizards always will wait for people to go to bed before they attack you. They are not like the demons that will attack you at any time. Witches and wizards will want you to go to bed so that they will attack you. And these marks on people's body is one of the signs. So before you go to bed, make sure you light an incense. Incense drives them away. Whenever you light incense in your house, throughout that night, you are going to have a wonderful dream. And if you make it a habit, it will be so difficult for them to penetrate and harm you. And before you know it, they will no longer come in. So try to light incense. Set the incense around your house so that the smoke will touch everywhere. And you're going to see that you won't be having these marks anymore. So keep your questions coming. I have 5 minutes left. Okay, double tap your screen to like, please, and help me to share this live. A tap on your share button. Thank you, Manasa. A tap on your share button, please. Share this live for me. And don't forget to like it. Double tap your screen. Double tap your screen to like. Keep your questions coming. I have 5 minutes left. Keep your questions coming. Keep your questions coming. If there are no questions any longer, then I will have to end the live. One more question before I end the live. One more question. Okay, then I will have to end this live. So I want to thank everybody so much. Thank you all so much for joining us. I want to thank all of you, those who ask questions from these questions, and I know that answers will help you. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For my gifter, thank you so much. God bless you. And I will try as much as possible to come up live tomorrow night. I know I've not come up live for a very long time. Yes. So I'll try as much as possible to come up live tomorrow night. But until then, I want to thank God for each and every one of you. And I pray that God will remain with you all from tonight until whenever. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, Rita, for the gift. God bless you so much. So I'm going to see you tomorrow night. Bye bye.